how far around the bend have we we've gone from gang rape and chortling, like his Kuzey Hussein, to do you partake in a Schlitz on a Tuesday? Well, it's cheap wing day.
Your Honor.
Rape! I think what they're doing with Brett Kavanaugh is flat out evil.
Yep.
Let me ask you this, has it changed your perspective at all? I think we're beyond the idea of fringe or civil disagreement. I think falsely accusing someone of rape with no evidence whatsoever is flat out evil, and they know better. Let me give you some context here. For those who haven't been following this week the New York Times dropped another bombshell that of course caused Democrats to call for Brett Kavanaugh's impeachment.
Yesterday, Democratic candidates called for Kavanaugh's impeachment. Senator Elizabeth Warren said the nomination was, quote, rammed through the Senate. And former Vice President Joe Biden asked whether the FBI was pressured to ignore evidence.
Whatever.
So we have to get all of that information out there for the House to make a decision on impeachment.
Kamala Harris, who serves on the Senate Judiciary Committee, tweeting, he was put on the court through a sham process. And his place on the court is an insult to the pursuit of truth and justice.
And the new bombshells, by the way, are stories that have been reported by people who can't remember the incident, who weren't necessarily even there, not corroborated by the people who were the victims of the incident. So bombshells, pretty much like this.
Kavanaugh.
Yeah, my best friend's sister's boyfriend's brother's girlfriend heard from a reporter who found an old classmate who knew this girl, who knew this guy, who saw someone put Kavanaugh's dick in a drunk girl's hand last night. I guess it's pretty serious.
Thank you, Maddie.
No problem whatsoever.
All right, so before we move on to the new accusations in detail, let me recap some of the previous accusations, lest you forget.
It's important to go back.
Also, I was looking for a reason to use the word lest.
Christine Blasey Lest you pull a Christine Blasey Ford.
There you go.
Lest
that's a memory
truly
trigger.
vexes me.
That's what we call in the literary culture foreshadowing. You know what I'm talking about? Audio wait. Pompous prick. Christine Blasey Ford.
Not quarter black. He doesn't know.
Okay. Her four witnesses. Let's keep. Let me go here. Her four witnesses all denied knowledge of the party where she claimed to have been assaulted. Ford herself, she couldn't recall the place or even the year that it occurred. Recently, a supporter of Ford, the main supporter, is now questioning her story. Right? This comes, Leland Kaser told authors of a new book that she didn't recollect certain facts and that Ford's accusation just didn't make any sense. And so before we move on to the newest accusations, we want to create a timeline that you understand here. In the top 4 reasons it's bullcrap, I would actually like to apologize for this ill-timed and looking back in poor taste joke. Let me recap this for you. Ford accused Kavanaugh of attempted rape in a letter to Dianne Feinstein that Feinstein didn't mention until after the hearings. Feinstein said Tuesday she can't vouch for everything, whether it's true or not. Ford doesn't remember exactly when it happened or where it happened. Her story contradicts the therapist. The attorney's story contradicts Ford's. An attorney that originally said Ford would testify is now, I think, saying that she's not going to testify, was put in retainer on August, at which point she took a lie detector test for an accusation she claims she was never going to make publicly at all. Should be noted, investigators are saying that there is still the noted possibility of Ford being a dirty, lying whore. This is the investigator. In light of recent evidence and the corroborating witnesses becoming non-corroborative witnesses. I don't know if non-corroborative, if that's a term. I don't even know, because usually the corroborating witnesses don't just do an about-face. In light of recent evidence, I should have clarified, she's potentially an aspiring lying, filthy whore.
Now, good clarification.
Kavanaugh's, according to the authorities, not me, take it up with your local PD. Kavanaugh's other accuser, Deborah Ramirez, initially told Ronan Farrow that she didn't have any, I want to read the quote, any stories about Brett Kavanaugh and sexual misconduct, only to accuse him later. Even after the media outlets contacted 75 classmates, no one was able to confirm the report. So, this recent New York Times article, for people who have been following, claimed 7 people corroborated her claim. We'll get back to that. Remember Julie Swetnick? A lot of people don't remember this. They think of Christine Blasey Ford. She was the one who came forward, her lawyer, by the way, Avenatti, that developed afterward, in case you forget.
Totally trustworthy guy.
At the time, Julie Swetnick comes forward and says, Brett Kavanaugh ran a train on me and gang raped me. Remember, she said, while cocking his head back and laughing. What is he, Claw from Inspector Gadget? I will gang rape you.
Oh, man.
I hope I get SCOTUS. What is this? Avenatti was her lawyer. She accused him of gang rape. He was questioned about that before the committee. Turns out none of it was true. She just happened to see him hand out red Solo cups. On to the latest bombshell and the problems. Okay,
that's
problem number
the same thing.
1. Pretty much.
Basically,
Red Solo cup.
Red Solo, you're a jerk.
And gang rape.
And
I don't know. Here's the first problem.
Yeah.
Conflation of these claims, okay? The article that came out from New York Times, it brings out the old claim from Ramirez.
Yeah.
Right? That Kavanaugh stuck his penis allegedly in her face, and then it conflates it with a new similar claim that Kavanaugh had his penis out, someone grabbed it and shoved it in the face of a different woman. The Times article claims 7 people corroborated the claim as I talked. Turns out that's completely bogus. It's not even close. None of them were there. It's all third hand. It comes down to something just happened at a party. That's it. There was nothing even more specific. Remember, even after interviewing 75 classmates, the media couldn't find a single witness, not one, to recall
You'd think
the
there'd be
Ramirez
one.
incident.
At least one.
You'd think there would be one. And the point is here, this muddies the water when you add another almost identical, completely unsubstantiated claim. This is my job, and I can't keep track of that. I go, hold on a second. One story came forward where Brett Kavanaugh put his penis in somebody's face, and then the other one, a guy committed sexual assault and grabbed Brett Kavanaugh's penis and put it in somebody else's face. First off, this is a very bizarre fetish.
It's confusing, yeah.
It's like, hey, would you just put my donator in this person's face? Is that it? I'm just going to stop right there. But when I go home, I'm going to be thinking about it.
That's right, baby.
By the way, hit the notification bell if you haven't already. Subscribe, of course. Subscriptions don't mean a whole lot. Join Mug Club, louderwithcreditor.com/Mug Club, because notifications might not even work anymore. Half the time they don't work. I don't care. Here's another problem. This is something people don't talk about. The accuser, okay, is a Clinton, and I use this term I'm being careful in choosing my words. Operative, a Clinton operative. Is it Max Stier or Max Stier? Do we know? I've only ever read the name.
Yeah, I've only read it.
Don't hold me to
Max
it.
Steele.
It's a stupid name.
Max Steele.
Now, the man he accused Kavanaugh, right? He's described by the New York Times as, I want to read the quote. This is how they described him. A man who runs a non-profit organization in Washington.
Oh, come on.
Well, that seems positively benign.
Yeah.
No, he's a Clinton lawyer. He was a lawyer for the Clintons. Specifically, mind you, that would be bad enough. Like, you'd think conflict of interest.
Right.
No, he was a Clinton lawyer with an axe to grind, specifically with Brett Kavanaugh due to their history. Kavanaugh worked on Ken Starr's investigation into Bill Clinton, while Max was still one of Clinton's defense attorneys. Problem number 3.
Done with this guy.
Kavanaugh, by the way, this is something they've been talking about. They said, well, the investigators were made aware. We know that the FBI, the investigation was a sham. We've heard this a lot, right? They claim that the FBI was made aware of the investigation. They ignored it. Now, here's the thing. I read that at first. I think we all read it. Right. And if it were true, would be pretty bad. Now, here's the thing. No, it never happened. They didn't send the info to those in charge of the Kavanaugh investigation. Here's what happened. A senator just notified a member of the FBI who was not in charge of the investigation. It'd be like me saying my half-Asian lawyer, Bill Richmond, complained to Susan Wojcicki, and he complained to someone who offered you mints at the Google headquarters bathroom in Chelsea. None of the details matter. Why? Because here's the main problem. The victim denies that the assault actually occurred.
She doesn't know what she's saying.
She denies having any memory of this supposed assault. Right. So that's right. The anti-Kavanaugh Clinton lawyer insists that someone else grabbed Kavanaugh's penis, which again would be sexual assault, thrust it into a woman's face. The face in question, however, denies that it happened. Seems to me, follow me here, if someone, if a complete and total stranger thrust their pecker into my face, it would probably be most memorable to the face.
Yes. Yeah. You would be among the first people to know.
To the face that's the victim of the penis thrusting.
Hold on, did it make contact?
I could be blackout drunk. All of us could be blackout drunk last night, right? Not remember anything except it's a little bit fuzzy. And what I would do is work my way backwards from the very memorable event of having a penis shoved in my face. It would be the only thing I would remember. Yeah. So when someone says, hold on, this is an international story where we want to get a guy impeached, did he shove his penis into your face? And he's saying, no, didn't happen.
I don't think it happened at all.
I don't remember that.
No, but certainly there were other people, and they all remember it, and then they're all, very willing to say that they saw it, and
Right.
Wait. Secondary witnesses, not even the victim,
and
alleged.
Here's problem number 5. The New York Times and this is why I think it's evil. They completely omitted this. The victim, right, who had no memory of it, wasn't included at all in the New York Times article.
Seriously?
Yeah. So they talk about it as though this happened. They had information from this alleged victim who said, I don't remember it, and that was not in the New York Times. Usually they just bury these details like 10 paragraphs down, right? Because usually they post a lie, then they issue some kind of a correction. This time it was completely omitted. Molly Hemingway has done great work. She's over there at the Federalist. I want to make sure I give her credit. She got a copy of the book from which the article was taken, and she pointed out the glaring omission on Twitter. After that, the New York Times added a correction to the article. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Kamala Harris has already doubled down. And
of course.
This is something that's so... Kamala Harris, she was a prosecutor, correct?
She was.
Okay. So it seems to me she should have a basic
She should understand a little.
A basic grasp
Maybe?
of the law. My half-Asian lawyer, Bill Richmond, has not seen this next clip.
No, hold on. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
He has not seen this next clip,
No.
but I want to see what your opinion might be on a prosecutor holding this opinion as Kamala Harris did based on the New York Times article.
The fact that something has not been proven, it doesn't mean it didn't occur, right?
But,
well,
right. Isn't that kind of a prosecutor's job?
Yes.
Imagine that. It's like your argument.
Who knew?
Closing statements. Well, Your Honor, just because there's no evidence doesn't mean
Did you see my
didn't
tweet,
happen.
though?
The judge would say, wait, are you serious? Are you serious? Your Honor, can you prove me wrong that it didn't not happen? Wait,
What?
I'm very confused. I think
I rest my case.
think that he should be put in prison for the rest of his life.
This prosecutor, she's hilarious.
And this is why I think it's evil. Remember when Brett Kavanaugh he was asked by Cory Booker, I think it was Cory Booker, do you ever drink beer on weekdays, Brett Kavanaugh? You can't even find me a religion.
What does that mean?
You can't find me a religion that
yes.
says you can't drink on weekdays. Now you can find religions where they don't drink at all, but there's no religion that
wrong.
allows you to drink that says not on weekdays. I'm sitting here going, hold on a second. How far around the bend have we've gone from gang rape and chortling, like his Kuzey Hussein, to do you partake in a Schlitz on a Tuesday? What's cheap wing
Yes,
day?
Your Honor.
Rape!
Exactly.
Yeah.
The damage is already done. This is important. Just like Mattress Girl and UVA, in case you forgot, those are fake too. False rape accusations make it halfway around the world before the truth even has a moment to be heard. And as it stands right now, Kavanaugh's only crime, I will stand right here and say this until there's some kind of emerging evidence, he has done nothing wrong. Not there's a middle ground, not let's have some kind of common shared. No, he's done zero wrong. His only crime is being accused of rape by actual DNC candidates or their lawyers with no evidence.
None.
Nothing else. That's it. Something else that's really telling. Right now, go check Huffington Post. Go check Salon. Go check Daily Kos Today. Go check Media Matters. When the New York Times article ran, they were running this, look, it's going to be a roadblock for Republicans. Brett Kavanaugh, new allegations have come out. Since the correction, go right now. It's not anywhere. If there is someone who is on the Supreme Court who is a gang rapist or even shoved his in some random passers-by face, they would have it front page. They know it's not true. And it has been used as the bedrock for their argument for impeachment. And here's something, none of the Democrats demanding Kavanaugh's impeachment, none of them have backtracked either, since it was revealed that the victims' claims didn't take place. None of them have backtracked because they don't have to. The New York Times doesn't want them to. The New York Times wants this embarrassment to go away, so does the DNC. And so they scream rape at the top of their lungs and they move on down the trail to the next lie. It's the exact same strategy they used with Donald Trump, right? The media doesn't want to cover that Russiagate was a lie. The DNC doesn't want to address that it was a lie. And so the media and DNC decide that they are going to move on to the next lie to try and undermine the legitimacy of a sitting president or a Supreme Court justice. And this is why I hate it so much when people say, you know, actually, this SJW, social justice warrior progressive left, is just a fringe portion of the liberal movement. Really? Really? Elizabeth Warren? Kamala Harris, Beto O'Rourke, Bernie Sanders, New York Times, NBC, these are all people and institutions who have vocally advocated against the constitutional right of due process or the idea of innocent until proven guilty, as long as the target is a white male they disagree with. So I ask you this, okay, to all the moderate liberals out there, I don't even know what that means anymore. It's an oxymoron like a jumbo shrimp or Virgin Madonna. All of you moderate liberals out there, when the fringe is in control of the media and in control of who will have the nomination for your party on a national level, when do you accept that, hey, maybe they're not fringe as it relates to the Democratic Party? You are. Hey there, YouTube viewer. If you like this video, click one of these other videos playing in a box, subscribe, hit the notification bell. You may be wondering why after this outlandish video, this is such a straight end card. That's because we've recently learned that end cards actually determine the YouTube algorithm as it relates to controversy on a sliding scale. So we have a yellow, and it escalates all the way to the word